and welcome in the online session of Class 7 Science, Chapter 8 Winds, Storms and Cyclones. This is the second video of this lesson. In the first video, we have covered the topics atmosphere, winds, moving air reduces the air pressure, then wind currents. Now let us see what we are going to do in today's video session. So today we'll cover the topics thunderstorms, cyclones and tornadoes, what precautions has to be taken during these times, then what destruction they cause, what are the safety measures and the actions on the part of people. So let's start with the thunderstorms topic. So thunderstorms, generally as the name suggests, thunderstorms are the sounds which come during the rain and the lightning occurs in the sky. Okay, so that sound which comes along with the rain when the clouds interact or collide with each other, so that sound which comes along with lightning is known as the thunderstorms. Now thunderstorms develop in hot, humid, tropical climate like India. Okay, thunderstorms whenever they occur, they need a hot climate. Humid climate means there should be more water vapor present in the atmosphere. So such type of climate is available in India. So in India, generally thunderstorms can be heard during the rainy season or when the rain comes. Not always when the rain comes, but generally when there is a heavy rain forecast, at that time thunderstorms generally come before the rains. Okay, you can see a picture here also that the lightning is shown here, and along with the lightning some sound also comes during when there are very black clouds in the sky. So at that time, along with the lightning, some sound is also heard, like clouds are colliding with each other, and that sound is called the thunderstorms. Now the rising temperature produces strong upward rising winds. Now you all know that whenever the air becomes hot, it expands and it moves in upward direction, because hot air is lighter in weight, so it moves up. Okay, so whenever the climate is very hot, okay, so in the rising temperature, so what happens, the wind also get hot, the air also get hot, and the air starts rising up. Okay, so the air starts moving up, or the wind starts moving up. Now these winds, they carry water droplets upwards. Okay, so along with these winds, what will happen when the hot air starts moving up, so it takes along with it the water droplets also. Okay, in the water vapor form, it takes them up only. Now when those water vapors go upside, as we go up, the temperature goes on decreasing. Okay, temperature is more on the earth's surface. As we go up, the temperature goes on decreasing. Fine. So when the water droplets or the water vapors go up with the hot air, so as they come in a low temperature, they start freezing, they start converting to water droplets again. So it is what condensation process now. So when the water vapor goes up, if the temperature is less upside, so what will happen, they will again convert into water droplet form and they start falling down. Fine. So this movement of falling water droplets along with rising air. Okay, so both the processes are going on continuously. Means the hot air is also rising up, and from up the water droplets are also coming. So what happened? These two creates lightning and sound effect. Okay, so this water vapor which is going up and the water droplets which are coming down, they collide with each other. Okay, when they collide or strike with each other, they produce lightning. Okay, they produce lightning as you can see in the picture, and they produce sound also, and this is called the thunderstorms. Okay, this is called the thunderstorms. So what you have understood, children, that whenever there is very hot climate of an area, so hot air from that area rises up, right? So this hot air takes along with it the water droplets. Fine. So when the water droplets reach in the upper part of the atmosphere, here the temperature is very low. So these water vapors which are going upward here, so when they reach in a cool climate, they convert into water droplets and they start falling down. Okay, so now you can see that these water droplets are falling down and the hot air is going up. So here in the middle they both crash with each other, they strike with each other. The hot air rising up and the water droplets coming down, and they both collide with each other, and because of that collision, because of that accident, you can say, in the middle, there is a huge sound produced. Along with this, lightning can also be seen, and this is nothing but called as the thunderstorms. Fine. So you can see when little rain showers start, along with the black clouds, you can see lightning and sound effect also, and that is called our thunderstorms. So this is the concept. Now let's move on to the next slide and see what are cyclones. Fine. Now here is the picture of the cyclones. Fine. Cyclones are very, harmful for the animals, for the birds, for the humans, for the property, even for the buildings. They are very, they cause a huge damage. So these cyclones have different names in different parts of the world. Okay, cyclones are called by different names in the different parts of the world. Hurricane in America. So these cyclones are called hurricanes or hurricanes in America. In Japan and Philippines, they are called typhoons. Okay, so typhoon is nothing but a cyclone. Hurricane is nothing but a cyclone. So in different languages, they have different names. Now these cyclones, they are caused due to various factors. Okay, there are different conditions because of which the cyclones occur. So these factors are wind speed. Wind speed has a great impact on the causing of cyclones. Then what is the direction of the wind, what is the temperature, what is the humidity. So these all conditions contribute to cyclones. So the conditions of all these become sometimes such that they cause cyclones, not always but sometimes. But the responsible factors are, which are the causes of cyclones, they are wind speed, wind direction, temperature and humidity. Okay, now let's have a look on how tropical storms are formed. Okay, how the cyclones are formed in the tropical regions. Okay, tropical regions means the hot and humid climate. Now high humidity and ocean temperatures or of over 26 degrees Celsius are major contributing factors. Okay, so when the cyclones or the storms of such type are caused when the temperature is above 26 degrees Celsius and if there is high humidity. High humidity means if there are more water vapor present in the air at that time. Now let us find out what is the procedure. So here you can see it is written 26 degrees Celsius, right? So temperature is 26. Now water evaporates from the ocean surface, right? This is the blue color which bed like which is seen in the picture. This is the ocean surface, sea. So at this temperature then water starts moving up. These red colors arrow, they are showing that water is converting into water vapors, and they come into contact with the mass of cold air forming clouds. Now when this hot air moves up, upside when it will go, there is a cool climate. So when it comes in the contact with the cool climate and dust particles, then they form clouds, right? When the hot vapor goes up, it forms clouds. So there will be cloud formation first. Okay. Now a column of low pressure develops at the center. Now when the hot air moves up, so we know that when the hot air moves up, there will be a reduce in the air pressure because air is moving up. So in the middle here on the surface of the ocean, there will be a low pressure area developed. Winds form around the column. So what will happen now? Winds from the other sides, cold winds from the nearby areas, they will come and start occupying this low pressure area. Okay, so this, because hot air has moved up, so this area is empty now and the air pressure is reduced. So cold air from the nearby regions will start coming towards this area so that this cold air can take its place. So winds form around the column. So the winds start moving in this round direction in this low pressure area. Okay, you can see these arrows in the spiral direction. So cold winds from all the directions start moving round and round in this low pressure area. Okay, that means what? That in the center here there is a low pressure area, and so winds start circulating like this in the low pressure surrounding the low pressure area so that they can take its place. As pressure in the central column weakens, the speed of the wind around it increases. Okay, so in the center the pressure is very low, and winds from all the directions, they are coming to take this place, and there will be competition between the winds, which wind will move inside that low pressure area. So what will happen, all the winds which are coming, they will start rotating round and round and round, as you can see here. So this causes the cyclones. Okay, winds will move round and round, and in the center there will be a low pressure area. So no, because of the competition, no wind is entering inside, they are just moving around this, and in the center there will be a low pressure area as it is, and surrounding the boundaries of the low pressure area, the winds are moving round and round. So this causes the cyclones. I hope the complete process is clear to you all. Now let's move on to the next slide. So before cloud formation, water takes up heat from atmosphere to change into vapor. Okay, so water will change into vapor. This is the first step which we have seen. So when water vapor changes into liquid form as raindrops, this heat is released to atmosphere. Fine. Now hot air is moving upside, as we have discussed. So when it goes up, it becomes cloud. When it becomes cool, it becomes cloud, and the heat which the hot vapors were taking, that heat is again released into the atmosphere. Okay, now the heat released to atmosphere warms the air around. So once the hot air has changed into clouds, the heat is released in the atmosphere, and that heat will make the surrounding air also hot. So the air tends to rise, then more air will become hot, and they will they will become hot, and they will tend to rise up, and they cause a drop in the pressure. So we have discussed that there will be a low pressure area on the surface of the oceans. So more air rushes to the center of the storm, so the surrounding cold airs will start rushing towards the center, and this process will go on. This process is repeated, and thus a low pressure area is caused in the center, and with high wind speeds revolving around it. So in the center there will be a low pressure area, and the high speed winds will be circulating around this area, and this is nothing but called as the cyclones, as we have studied. Fine, I hope the process is clear. Then what is the structure of the cyclone? Okay, let us see the structure of the cyclone. So we have seen that when the cyclones come, there is a low pressure area in the center, and that center of the cyclone with the low pressure is called as the calm area. And it's a calm area, means there is nothing, no harm in that area, because it's a low pressure area, nothing is there. And that area which is very calm, which is not harmful, that is called the eye of the storm, the eye of the cyclone. That part is called eye. A large cyclone is a violently rotating mass of air in the atmosphere. Okay, so when the cyclones are formed, the wind speed is so much that it causes a huge damage wherever it rotates and goes. So this rotating mass of air is 10 to 15 kilometers high. This is the height of the cyclones formed, 10 to 15 kilometers up in the sky. The diameter of the eye varies from 10 to 30 kilometers. Okay, diameter means the width. The width means height is 10 to 15 kilometers, and the width also can be 10 to 30 kilometers. It is a region free of clouds and has light winds. Fine. It is a region free of clouds and has light winds. Okay, so there are no clouds in the cyclones, and the winds are only present, and in the center, in the eye region, the winds are very light. But around this eye, means around this low pressure area, the wind speeds are very much great. Okay, so in the center there are light winds present, but surrounding this eye region, surrounding this low pressure area, in the surrounding areas, the wind speed is very much high. So around this calm and clear eye, there is a cloud region of around 150 kilometers in size. Okay, so in this region there are high speed winds. So when the speeds move with a great speed here, so you can see the speed also on the slide, 150 to 250 kilometers per hour. This is the speed of the wind. Okay, so when the winds move with such a great speed, it looks like there is, everything looks cloudy, nothing can be seen. Okay, everywhere it becomes cloudy, and there is a thick cloud formation, and then heavy rains along with that. Okay, so whenever cyclones come, there is a heavy rain along with that. Away from this region, the wind speed gradually decreases. When we go away from the cyclones, the wind speed slowly decreases. So this, you can see the structure of the cyclone. So here you can see this is the eye, calm region. Okay, and the sky is also clear here. But surrounding this, you can see when the wind moves with a great speed, clouds are formed, because from upside also the rain is coming, and then the winds are moving in such a way that they collide with each other, because and winds have the water vapors also, so they collide and they cause rain also. So heavy rains are caused, fine, and you can see here the height also and the width also. So much, this is the width and this is the height. Okay, so this much is about the structure of the cyclone. So you have to remember that in the center there is a low pressure area which is called eye, and surrounding the eye there are high speed winds. The speed of the winds is 150 to 250 kilometers per hour. There are clouds surrounding in this area with heavy rains, you can see here. Okay, and this cyclone rotates with a great speed, and whatever comes in the way of this cyclone is everything is washed out, whether it's a building, whether it's a human, whether it's an animal, everything is washed out, destroyed. Okay, so this is about cyclones. Now let us see what are the precautions to be taken if the cyclones come, or if when the thunderstorms come, what precautions should be taken. So if a storm is accompanied by lightning, we must take the following precautions. Okay, if there is a storm like cyclones and if there is lightning also, then what we should do. So do not take shelter under an isolated tree. Okay, we should not take shelter under a tree. We should not stand under a tree. If you are in a forest, take shelter under a small tree. Okay, we should stand under a small tree, not under a very big tree, because anytime the tree can fall and can cause a damage to our body. Okay, and then do not lie on the ground. Do not lie in the open ground also. Okay, because the lightning can fall down on us also. So we should not lie on the ground also. Then do not take shelter under an umbrella. Whenever there is lightning, we should not take shelter under an umbrella, because in the umbrella there is a metal in the center. The stick is made of metal, and that metal can catch the lightning. It's a current. Lightning is nothing but the current. And do not sit near a window. Open garages, storage sheds, metal sheds are not safe places, because they all are metals. They can catch the current. A car or a bus is a safe place to take the shelter. We can sit inside a car or a bus. If you are in water, get out and go inside a building, because water is also a good conductor of electricity. So if we are in water, in a pool or in a river, something like that, we should come out of water, because during lightning it is harmful. Okay, because water is also a good conductor of current. Now, next is destructions by cyclones. What the cyclones can do. So cyclones can be very destructive. They can destroy everything. Strong winds push water towards the shore even if the storm is hundreds of kilometers away. So the speed of the winds is such that, because the cyclones, if they are in the sea, the cyclones, they push the water along the beaches, along the shores, and the buildings which are near the shores, near the beaches, they all are washed away with the water. You might have seen in the news also in Kerala, means in the areas which are near the sea, they are generally emptied during the cyclones time, and there is a huge damage during cyclones. So the water waves produced by the wind are so powerful that a person cannot overcome them. Okay, if a human or an animal comes in the way, we cannot tolerate it. We will definitely be washed away with those winds and the water. The sea water enters the low-lying coastal areas. Okay, so sea water, it comes on the shores, on the beaches, and it completely fills the low-lying areas. The coastal areas are completely covered with water and causing severe loss of life and property. So many of the animals, humans, they die during this. Buildings are damaged. Okay, it also reduces the fertility of the soil. Soil fertility is also lost. Then high-speed winds accompanied a cyclone can damage the houses, telephones, and other communication systems. So when the cyclones come, all the trees, they are uprooted. Okay, they fall down. Then all the wires are uprooted. All the wires get broken. So our communication system, telephone, mobiles, they don't work at that time. So there is a huge damage caused by cyclone. Now, next topic is tornadoes. Now, as you can see in the picture, a tornado is a dark funnel-shaped cloud. You can see here, this shape is called funnel-shaped. This one, okay, this is funnel-shaped. So it's a dark funnel-shaped cloud that reaches from sky to the ground. It looks like it is coming from the sky and it is reaching to the ground. Okay, most of the tornadoes are weak. Generally, the tornadoes are weak. They are clouds like this. Okay, coming from sky to the ground. Generally, they are weak. But a violent tornado can travel at the speed of 300 kilometers per hour. But if the tornado is very, strong, then it can travel with the speed, it can move with the speed of 300 kilometers per hour. Tornadoes may form within cyclones. Okay, when the cyclones come, then generally tornadoes can also be formed within the cyclones. Now, what is the diameter? Diameter means width of the tornado. Can be as small as a meter. If the tornado is very weak and small, then this diameter can be of 1 meters. And if it is a big tornado, then the diameter can be of kilometers also. Okay. The funnel of a tornado sucks the dust, debris and everything near it at the base. Okay, so whenever these tornadoes move, whatever comes in the way of these tornadoes, everything is taken inside the tornado only, and then it rotates with the clouds like this. Okay, and then it rotates within this, and then it is thrown out from the upper part like this. So these tornadoes are also, very very harmful, and they damage the things which come in the way of them. Now, next one is protection from tornadoes. If a tornado is seen, what should be done at the time? So it is better to shut the windows. Okay, we should not open the windows and see the tornadoes like that. So windows should be shut. Take shelter under a table. We should, lie under a table, workbench where debris cannot reach. Means if the tornadoes are harming the buildings, if they are damaging the buildings, then building debris should not, come or reach to our head. So we should take shelter under a table. Okay, to protect our head. One has to bow down on knees. As you can see in the picture, we can bow down on the knees, protecting our head and neck, because head is a very delicate part of our body, so it should be protected. Fine. Now next is what safety measures can be taken. Okay, so a cyclone forecast and warning service. Fine. So what is from the what the government does if such type of things can happen. So weather forecast team every time give a warning, reforecast of the cyclones, tornadoes, if they are lightning and very heavy rains. Every time you must have heard in the news also that a forecast is given. Okay, forecast means pre-telling that after 24 hours the cyclone can reach to the area, or after one day the cyclone is reaching this area. So such type of warnings and forecast is given by the weather telecast team. Okay, then rapid communication of warnings to the government agencies. Government agencies, what they do rapid communication. Means such type of warning should be rapidly communicated, should be given on the televisions directly, because most of the people, majority of the people watch the televisions. So such type of information should be rapidly communicated to the people. Okay, and especially to the people those who are living near the coastal areas, near the sea areas. So such type of warning should be firstly given to the ports, okay, coastal areas, fishermen's, ships, and to the general people living nearby. Then construction of cyclone shelters in the cyclone prone areas, the areas where generally the cyclones come. In those areas there should be construction of cyclone shelters. Cyclone shelters means when the cyclone comes, then the people have to be shifted from their houses and they have to be taken to some safe places. So those shelters where the people will take shelter, they are called the cyclone shelters. And administrative arrangements for moving people faster to the safer places, and the government makes arrangement for moving the people very fastly from cyclone areas to the safer places. Okay, so this is apart from what the government is doing. So government is giving warnings, forecast, government is rapidly communicating the messages, then government is providing cyclone shelters, they are moving the people faster from the cyclone areas to the safe places. Okay, now the next is anemometer. Okay, anemometer is a device which measures the wind speed and the wind direction. Fine. So you have to just learn the name, that anemometer is the device or the instrument which is used to measure the speed of the wind and the direction of the wind. And this anemometer plays a very important role during the storms, because it tells in which direction the storm is coming or the wind is moving. Okay, where is the low pressure area, where the wind is turning now, what is the speed of the wind. So with the help of these anemometers, the weather forecast team can prepare their reports. Right? Now, last topic is what is the action on the part of the people, what the people should do. So we should not ignore the warnings issued by the meteorological department. You have studied that meteorological department is the department which gives us the weather reports. So whenever there is a warning on the TV, radios, newspapers, from the meteorological department, from the weather forecast department. So the people should not ignore it. Okay, because we should take the warnings given by them very seriously. If we will ignore, we have to face the problems then. Okay, then we should make necessary arrangements to shift the essential household goods. Like if we are living in a cyclone prone areas, or if we are living in such areas, coastal areas where the cyclones and heavy rains generally come, so we should be ready to shift from our houses along with our essential goods, along with the things which are needed by us, our domestic animals, vehicles. We should be ready to shift with these. Okay, we should avoid driving on the roads through standing water. If the water is standing, if the water is filled everywhere, then we should not drive on the roads. Okay, if there are floods, then because in the floods, when the water is when the water is filled everywhere, then the roads will also be damaged, and if we are driving, we don't know where is the pit, and we can be harmed, or we can be washed away along with water only. So one should not drive when there is standing water during the times of floods. And keep ready the phone numbers of all the emergency services. This is very important. Then we must have a list of all the emergency services like police, fire brigade, medical centers. So we all must have these numbers in our mobiles or in our diaries, wherever we can make it safe. So we must keep all the numbers so that at the time of need we can just call these emergency services. Okay, so this is the part of action done by the people, what the general people can do. Then some other precautions: if you are staying in a cyclone hit area, do not drink water that could be contaminated. Okay, we should not drink such water which is standing outside or which is contaminated. Always store the drinking water for emergencies. If you are living in such places, then drinking water should be safely stored somewhere else. Do not touch the wet switches. If there are floods, if there are heavy rains, then do not touch the switches. Do not touch the power lines. Then do not go outside just for the sake of fun. Means if there is a heavy rain and you are going outside for fun or for picnic, so we should not do like this. Then do not pressurize the rescue force by making undue demands. And if you are stuck at some situation where some rescue force is helping you, some army people are coming to help you, so we should not pressurize those people by undue demands. You should not demand them, because they are just helping you. Do not demand, I want this or I want that. So we should not pressurize the rescue force, means the people who are coming to help us. So we should not pressurize them by our undue demands. Then cooperate and help your neighbors and friends. Okay, we must cooperate the friends, the neighbors who are in need at that time. Then the world today is very difficult thanks to the satellites and radars, because all the information regarding the weather reports and everything, pictures of the earths and everything, we get through the satellites. Okay, and radar system. Cyclones alerts, they all can be guessed by the satellites. So cyclone watch is issued 48 hours in advance. So every report, every warning we get 48 hours before or 24 hours in advance we get this. Okay, so we must not ignore these warnings. So thanks to our satellite system, thanks to our radar system, which gives us the information 2 days before, 1 day before, so that we can make proper arrangements to shift from the place or to do the needful things. The message is broadcast every hour or half an hour. Whenever there is such condition, the government broadcast the message, after every 1 hour or after every half an hour, when a cyclone is nearer the coast. So if you ignore the messages there, that will be harmful to you only. Okay, then several national and international organizations cooperate to monitor cyclone related disasters. And then if the cyclones hit some areas, then many of the NGOs, many of the NGOs, national NGOs, international organizations, they are helping the people who stuck in those areas. So we thank those all people, those who help the needy people during such times, and we should all get motivated with all this, and we should help our friends and neighbors whenever they are in need at such time of natural disasters. Okay, so this is all about the lesson. So we have completed the lesson here. So today we learn about thunderstorms, cyclones, tornadoes, precautions, structure, anemometer, advanced technology as help, and what the people can do at that time. Okay, I hope the lesson is clear to you all. We'll revise the lesson on the Google Meet also. Till then, all of you do read the lesson and complete your notebooks. Okay, so stay home and stay safe, all of you.